Hey everyone. Um, the 5D is about the human as we know ourselves to be. It's very much (3D) thinking. We could call ourselves thinkers. The bigger reality we are flowing into, and that is letting ourselves be led by our own feelings, trusting. That's the message. It's unsettling because we're thinkers. Every breath we take, we'll wonder whether what we're doing in a thinking state. We'll wonder what we're doing in a thinking state. Now, if there is an unattached feeling, like this butterfly, looks like it's in flight, how much different is that to, say, the butterfly walking along with its skinny little legs? That's the thinking state. So if we're always thinking, we're 3Ding. What's available to us is our feeling states to take us and trust the flow of it where we need to be in anything, where thinking would normally take us. Thinking takes us to incremental dancing on the spot. We can turn around and look at things in the same spot differently. We can stand in different spots and do that as well. Or the other dimension to us, if we pick up on it, is flight of the heart. You can trust. It's yours. You're meant to live it. Otherwise, the little legs of the butterfly will keep doing its turns around with these big wings, wondering when things are going to look different, because they call that life. But what are these big things I've got here? What are they for? Why is it I want that thing over there? A human might say. Well, fly to it and have a look. How would the butterfly do that? It's obvious with wings, but what would instigate? It's feeling. You fly with your feeling. You get past thinking. Otherwise, you'll stay using the legs and not the heart. We bypass it as though feelings are irresponsive to what we want. Like feelings won't give us what we want. Feelings are not thinking, so feelings don't even get touched sometimes. They're like, that's just the byproduct that I feel sometimes when things fall into alignment. And they fall into alignment. But really, that falling into alignment was, we let ourselves go in the moment with something that allowed us to fly or glide and land because we'd done enough thinking. Where it should be for 5D the other way around. I feel most of the time, but I have to stop and check in where I land. Like, for me, absolutely, I don't think it would be more than 15% head must join my subconscious in thinking about something. Because your subconscious works on its own. And as you age, you don't really need to think about doing that same thing, or we familiarize ourselves with our thinking mind about doing things. But where we get stuck in 3Ds, as 3Ds at times, and those that can relate, is we believe thinking is life. So our subconscious, like our awareness of doing things, like our autopilot, our function in life, you only need it a little bit because you need to stay open to feelings for change, for flowing through life as the higher dimensional being is spiritual, like flow. To get more higher consciousness ideas to flow into your space, you want thinking out of the way. So you don't go from like your subconscious patterning, like autopilot, into more heaviness of thought. That's your landing, and somewhat, however you want to see it as, not moving too far or too much. Because you've identified that thinking is life. It's how we do it. It's how we're clever. It's how those of us who are smart have got by. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've got somewhere in life, it means you've thought a certain amount of things, and you must think really wise. Like, think. Whereas it's actually less constructive thinking and more balancing and flow, and you got enough trust in what you think that you can flow. Okay. I know what I'm saying. I hope I got it across all right. There's intelligence in flow. There is not if you think life into being. So if you're a person that won't spread your wings because you're thinking life, that's pretty much what I'm saying. That also there's like a limit on what you'll go and do unless what you think is matching where you'll, like you got to make sure you have a particular landing pad because you think it. But in flow, you don't think a construct to go from the same construct to the same construct. So that's why the subconscious patterning works well with you. You get more efficient at what you know. You think of like doing a particular thing. You can think single-mindedly while you're doing it. How could I do this better? Etc. Various things like that. How could I do this better? Or is there a different way? You can think more of it like that. But when you're flowing through life, that's all that's really used for. And a lot more of the time, and into 5D, we're going to be asked to trust more, to open our arms up and wide, like move forward. We're going to be asked to trust that more and more. Like right now. Because essentially that is a breaking open of the uprising, so the growth of the human, the uprising of the energy, and the arms out to the side is the heart opening. Like when you look at a butterfly and you're just like, oh, graceful. Oh, did you see that move? They're in the flow. They're not stopping and thinking, I'm only going to go and land on that fence if it looks right the whole way. No. Butterflies, although they're so graceful, they have so much to them, like that card that I read this morning, this one, Page of Fire, to do with adventurousness, which the human could adopt a hell of a lot more, and right there in that says it all. Flow. And we struggle with unattaching the strings to that because we're so attached to the strings of the past. I'm not. That's why I can easily talk about this in trust. That what I'm delivering is what I know to be, like what I do, what I've done, what I know, what I see, what I am, that, I can easily fly from one thing to the next in trust that it doesn't matter. I don't have to think it into place. I trust myself enough that I know I have the thinking mind if I would like to, not anyone else, just me, if I would like to do something a particular way. So, you know, you do a particular thing, but I think I'm going to change that a bit because it suits me. And those qualities come into play as well and make work life easier when you can see changes you can make for progressing, and you can explain them in a flow of how you do them, because that's how you got there. That's where the thinking is good. Like the flow state, and where thinking is wisely used. Because you only discovered those things not because you overthought it, but you let yourself change. Otherwise, you know, you can do the overthinking. It all works out in various ways with different activities, how different we all are, but it's like the skeleton feel in the percentage that we can flow more in this reality by not thinking we're controlling it. That's where we get stuck, on the spot. Guides, I feel like there's something else that could describe this, but I have, you know, the usual connection of Matthias, where he's like wanting a percentage of my awareness, like he circulates in my field, wanting a percentage of my awareness to be aware of him. So it's like it's my energy that I'm not consciously focused on, but he always seems to energetically bring my attention back round to, I'm focusing on you, I'm focusing on you. In the different ways he tries to tell me he's trying to control an outcome. He wants me to focus on doing something else. He is at a distance. He's etherically moving through the field in the planes, astral, and wants to take my human focus, what I've been talking about, into that unseen realm with him, because he convinces himself that spirituality starts there when you want to manifest something. But he's missing the whole point, because when you want to manifest something, you feel it. It's been felt. You have an awareness of it. You can remember how that feeling felt, and that's all you need to know. You can do that for yourself. I have a feeling connected to that person. I really like it. I'm going to get up and go and talk to that person. That's the action required to expand that feeling you have for that person. That's it. So you spread your wings. So when the wings come in, you could liken it to, I'm either resting or I'm doing a little bit of like contemplating, or, you know, you don't stay in that to manifest. You have to spread your wings. Off you go. Be a part of the manifestation. It is your feeling while you sit here, or like he does, pretends he forgets the feeling and connection, as though it has to be everything that he feels, because he bugs me 24/7 all the time about the same thing. I have to feel that, I have to feel that, I have to feel that, I have to have your attention on me, on me, on me. Hello? Are you a statue? Are you like, do not have a body? To manifest, you know the feeling. Trust it. You have to act in life. There you go. So really, he doesn't need to hassle me at all. So what anyone can see is that I'm living in the flow state of life, right? But when you look at it deeper, it's the difference between him doing nothing in a thinking state and looking at my life trying to get me into this like minus life, like engage with the etheric, the astral, engage with something. That's how we're going to manifest all we want in the physical. No, it's not. We have the knowledge, feeling, and understanding. We know the bigger picture of it. You take action and be a part of it. That's the manifest. You're not reinventing the wheel. And it's not going to be thought, okay, I think I could land there now. You're not, no one's doing any of the creation that the universe has already set in motion with the whole planet and all the people doing their things. And somehow you think you're going to make everything a certain way, and then you might tippy fucking toe into a landing? Like, you worry too much about thinking you got to have everything thought out, and Teresa needs to fit that box, and that's when it's all going to happen. It's already manifested. You just distance yourself from the manifest. This is like the chronic thinking life to happen, and it's just not happening. Put yourself in the picture. It's not what anyone else is doing. We are manifest. It's like me saying, I'm not going to the shop until they rebuild it because I do not like the way they've created it. I'm going to sit on my ass and keep putting in my order, get cranky, wait for someone to finally rearrange the way it looks or the parking or whatever. And I'll keep reminding them, you know you're not going to get my business. You know you're not going to get my presents until you rearrange that. Now, first of all, that thinking is ridiculous. Like, I would never, who would? And that's it. I can't even think anymore of that. You don't wait for life to change because you think you're manifesting something. The very fact I said you think, you spend your time thinking of how to manifest something that was already designed to be a meeting. You weren't asked to come here and give your architectural infrastructure of what Teresa should choose in her micromanaging. Hence, chronic 3D, afraid of feeling. I think I'll leave this lighting for the moment. Might finish up soon. Yeah, so chronic 3D. Hence a lot of the outdated stuff we're witnessing, where we can't put down our control. And I mean, that's just one part of it, that the thinking mind says, I control and I don't have to have feelings towards those fellow beings. You know, we're seeing that on the global stage. And people are saying, our feelings are connected to our whole being, and we don't think well on this planet if we don't think well of each other. So that means the heart, the feelings have to be an action, more action toward each other. That's the world we manifest, not sitting back on our us as pointing the finger, demeaning or degrading people and saying, you had better keep up the kind of world I want, otherwise I'll punish you. That's chronic thinking. That's chronic thinkers' control, not giving a fuck about feelings. And so this is where we're at. And Matthias is blind of that. Like, he has awoken out of various mind construct, but is still operating from the thinker's construct. Not the fact that this is a easy step. Now, because I lived that way, I can't indulge in the thinker's world. Like, it's uncomfortable to me, to my core, to not be myself. So